like to share with you how we're going to handle impromptu speeches. So I would like to share with you how we're going to handle impromptu speeches in the next 20 minutes. First of all, can we handle impromptu speeches? A lot of the students will say, wow, this is the most challenging part. Time too short. I need a lot of time to prepare. And let's see how we can handle it. Most of the cases that we have with impromptu speeches is, once again, we'll go back to the state that we feel really kind of nervous and we have this tongue-tied situation. Going back to preparation of speeches, I would say, again, this is a mind game. What do I mean by a mind game? That means it's not all about rational thinking and all that sort of thing. All you have to do would be to handle your state and take control. I like this. Take control. Now, the key for handling impromptu speeches are like this. The very first of all, of course, say feel confident or feel relaxed. Then you need a bit of buy time technique. Now, okay, I like to put it this way. You probably say to me, what? Feel confident? If I can be confident, of course I can handle it. Thing is, I'm not confident. And for this reason, I cannot be relaxed. I'm getting very nervous already. Impromptu speeches. Now, the way to handle it now, shall we have a deal? Meaning that if I can show you a way to do it, then obviously you can feel relaxed. And when you feel relaxed, you can feel confident, right? Okay. Now, I put down at the bottom by time. There will be situation, particularly in the final round, when you're given an impromptu question on the spot. You have to answer the question right away. And that's why you need some sort of buy time technique to help you to get into it. And I'm going to show you. First, how do we get confident? Now, doing a speech seems to be something really big. It's a big job. It's something that's why we feel nervous about that. So get confidence. Here I go. Approach of eating an elephant. So if preparing or delivering speech is like kind of a big elephant, so do not look at it as a big elephant. You look at it as 3 parts. So how to eat an elephant? You chop into small pieces. This is how you handle it, right? So impromptu speech, again, that will be looking, instead of the whole big speech, we're looking at the opening, body, and conclusions, 3 parts. Because, say, for example, the cases, you only need to deliver a speech for 3 minutes, meaning that you can chop it into a small opening, 20 seconds, and then a body, a minute or so, and then a conclusion for about another 20 seconds. So opening, body, conclusion. Once you have this in your mind, you feel a bit more less overwhelmed. You feel a bit more confidence in handling it. Buy time. Now, we do need buy time technique. I'm referring specifically to your answer in the final round of the competition. You will be given the question by one of the panelists in the judging of the judges. So what you do would be that they give you a question, you're about to answer the question immediately or right away. So you can smile to the judges, the audience, and greet the audience. If you're not quite sure what to say yet, then you say, oh, hello, good morning. So this is the way to buy a bit of time. You can introduce yourself because you know yourself. Introducing yourself, again, will help you to buy a few seconds. And then you can comment on the question, oh, this is a good question. Or you can repeat the question. Sometimes you can twist the question a little bit in order that you can find it easier to handle it. So these are different ways to buy time before you find yourself more ready to give the answer. Now, the key for handling impromptu speeches are you understand how our mind works. Now, I mentioned that impromptu speech is all about mind work. What do I mean by that? Most of the cases, when a question is asked, there are two sides, two parts of our mind. I call it C drive and D drive. C stands for comment drive, and D stands for data drive. We always have the answer. Trust me. If there is a question asked, there's always something that pop up in your mind to help you answer the question. Now, let's try it out. If I say color green, what come up from your mind? What come up your brain or mind, whatever, right? So it could be apple, it could be grass, it could be conservation, environment, and so on and so forth. So the green color, if this is something related to the question, so your mind seems to react to it very quickly. It pops up with all sorts, I call it keywords. And the keyword are those words that help you to answer the question, right? We have no problem with it. It's just that the C drive at the same time would be popping up as well. There are lots of comments popping up. The C drive is telling you, oh, well, that really doesn't help. That's really not the answer. They won't help me in answering the question. Oh, that sounds a bit stupid. Oh, what a difficult question. These are the comments. So interestingly, the comment is really what messes things up. When you cannot handle it, when you feel nervous, it's because you are focusing on the comments instead of on the data, on the words or the keywords that at the same time that pops up from your mind. So how are we going to handle it? The way to handle it would be to let the unhelpful comments pass. And by that I mean, if there are any comments that pops up, just like that, oh, this is a difficult question, I don't know anything about that, let those comments pass as if that you are traveling, you're going along a highway in a car, and all the road signs are coming from far, far away, getting closer and seeing what's on the road sign, and the road sign will go away. The road sign will go away. So that's the way to handle it. Let the comment up, you read it, and let it pass. By letting it pass, you're still focusing, if you're on a highway, you're still focusing on looking forward. This in answering a table topic or an impromptu question, the way to handle it would be that you're still focusing on the keywords that still pops up from your D drive. I mentioned about the green color, then immediately you get the apple, and then say, oh, iPhone. So what if I help you to answer the question? These are the data drive helping you on that. The comment drive doesn't help you. The comment will only kind of block your data drive. All the comments are probably, you don't allow it to go away. It will just almost like a traffic cone put onto each lane of the traffic lane, and it stops everything. So this is something that will help you to kind of work with your data drive in order that to come up with all the data or the keyword needed for your impromptu answers. Now, keyword. So this is how we handle it. Now, if the first tier keywords don't help you, the second tier keywords are going to help you. Because after the first layer, the Apple doesn't help me. But then iPhone, oh, I have something to say about iPhone. Then you're going to say something about the iPhone. All right. So this is the second tier keywords. Now, at the same time, of course, I do have some called brain jump, meaning that something that will help you to organize, to structure your speech, particularly in a semi-final. Say, for example, you got 2 minutes, and you're going to decide the first minute or so, spend a minute in deciding on a topic. There are two that look at the two questions, two topics, whatever pop on your mind, and wait for the first tier, wait for the second tier, and then you say, I have something to say on that. So decide on a topic and forget about the other topic, and then you work on it. And how you work on it would be that you need that jump starter. You could be using the PREP method. What do I mean by PREP? Say, for example, the question on whether we should be students should be given a longer summer holiday, summer vacation. So this is an opinion question. So PREP, you have a point. Once you have a point, then you give a reason or reasons. Then you give examples. And finally, go back to the point. This is a structure for your speech. Now, very simple. Again, that will help you to kind of organize or prepare the speech by having the PREP. Start with a point. This is a keyword. And then you're going to supplement it, support it with reason and example, and finally state the point again. So the opening will be the point, and then the body of your speech with the reason, example, and finally go back to the conclusion will be the point again. So the whole thing will look really kind of compact, and the audience or the judges are going to understand you what you mean by that. So the PREP. You see there's the fish rib at the bottom of my slide. So the fish head is the point, is the opening of the speech, and the middle part, the body of the fish, see all the rib and bone, right? So this is the body. So the rib will very much like all the detail of reason and example, and the fish tail is where you're going to state the point again. So this is your conclusion, the PREP. Now the second jump starter is what we call the past, present, future method, meaning that it's going to help you by kind of setting out your topic into the past, present, future. It's a timeline thing. So that's all you need to do, the past, present, future. And they help you to, again, give a clear pattern or structure of your speech, the past, present, future. Number 3. Jump starter number 3. I like this one very much. It's called the 5 wives and 1 husband method. So what is it? So a situation where you have to inform or describe, the best way to do would be that you have this 5 wives. See what the 5 wives are, and then the 1H, the 1 husband. So this is it, as you can see. So the what, the where, the when, the who, and why. These are the 5 wives, and finally how. Perhaps this is the checklist using the 5W and 1H, the checklist. If you so what I'm going to say, if you have no idea what to say, then the 5W and 1H is helping you. So if you're going to say something about school, then what's supposed to be there, and where, when, and who, and why. You see, this is how you can pack your speech with all the content you needed, right? And how, right? Okay, good. Other methods, the jump starter 4. Other methods like the cause and effect. So pandemic now, what's possible cause? So the effect would be that we're in a lockdown, for how long, things like that. So cause and effect. It can be problems and solutions. It can be pros and cons. You can talk about pros and cons. You can talk about open shut. You can talk about men and women and all that. So basically, there are 2 sides of a thing, 2 sides of fans, and this will help you to prepare your speech and give it a good structure so that the judges, the audience can understand you. So jump starter very much is to help you to organize it. At least you have something to work with. So on the structure. Jump starter number 5. Now, types of impromptu topics. Now, what do I mean by that? There could be only 3 types altogether. The 3 types are the situational question or situational topics, such as if something happened, how are you going to handle it? So what is your most, the second one, this type 2 will be the opinion question. What is your opinion about something, right? And finally, storytelling. What's your most memorable experience? Your best friend, and so on and so forth. So the storytelling process. So 3 types of question. For each type, how we can handle it would be first one, a situational question. Either it will be from your own personal experience, it could be others' experiences, it could be from logical deduction, but most importantly, once again, it goes back to the mind game that when you're given a topic, the very first few keywords that pop up in your mind is where you can use it to develop into that speech. Now, opinion questions seem to be easier because all you have to do would be this at the opening, you say, yes, I agree, or no, I don't, or yes and no, you're not too sure. And the lawyer's answer would be perhaps, maybe, perhaps, depending on the situation. In the opening, you start with all this. Basically, if you already have a stand on the topic, then you can say yes, no, yes and no, perhaps, maybe. That would be the way to handle opinion question. And then, of course, in the body, using the PREP, you're going to state why is it yes, or why is no, or why is it yes and no, why is perhaps, and then give example. Finally, go back to the conclusion. Then you can state your opinion in the conclusion. Storytelling, we most of the cases we use the 5W and 1H. It would be a chronological, it would be a timeline structure. It could be reverse chronological. You start with the present, go back to the past. It could be, of course, talking about experiences as well. It could be your experience or somebody else's experience. And again, the keyword pops up to help you in giving you or spreading out to give you the detail how you answer the question. And most importantly, of course, finally, you got all the content ready. You're ready to go into the room in front of the judges. You're going to deliver a speech slowly. Maintain good eye contact with the judges and talk to the audience. This is important. You may still need your cue card, but spend some of your time having eye contact with the judges or the audience towards you speak with conviction. And finally, keep it simple and short. This is important. And you find that with little tips of understanding that our mind, when a question is given to you in a very short time and you're under pressure having to prepare the speech in a short time, all you have to do would be to let those unhelpful comments pass, focusing on the keywords that pop up from your data drive, and all this will help you to prepare the answer to that impromptu topic or impromptu question. And then you find that you can deliver it. It once again is a belief that in fact everybody can prepare an impromptu question answer in a very short time. Once you believe you can do it with these little tips that I've with you, you can do it.